And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Beyond 280. This is the show where hopefully we get beyond the 280 characters on Twitter, and somebody's counting down like crazy. Thank you, Kevin, for all your countdowns. I'm really appreciating that. Not really. I don't know what that means. Anyways, this is the show where we go beyond 280 characters and get behind the avatars of the people on Twitter that you like to follow. Maybe you hate them, maybe you love them, who knows? That's what we're here to find out. So if you're unfamiliar with my show, it's basically an interview show where I am interviewing Twitter users and getting at their humanity. I want to show the world what it's like to be behind a Twitter avatar and be a human. Guess what? They're all human, unless they're a bot, but that's a different discussion for another day. The Twitter users that are constantly maligned, constantly attacked, whether they're a celebrity, whether they have 20 users, whatever. I think there's a problem on social media in general, but Twitter specifically, where people feel like, hey, I'm anonymous, I can do and say what I want. Well, these are human beings behind these Twitter accounts, and that's what I'm here to show. Hopefully, you reach a few people and get some empathy out there, and get some people thinking about what they're saying before they say it. So, without all that being said, I am really excited today. I've got a first-time guest with me today. If you missed my show last week, I had my first interview with one Dr. Elo. If you know who that is, then you are a lucky dude. Today, I've got somebody else from our guild. So if anybody's interested in what this whole guild thing is about, we are the Creators Guild. It is a guild of creators getting together and, learning how to create content, showing each other, the gear that we need to use, and really leaning on each other and leaning on our illustrious overlord, Mr. David Foster, the Impartial Geek. But basically a community of creators getting together and learning how to create content, live streams, podcasts, whatever. Also, the Creator Toolkit, which is a great way to get started. If you haven't already started or don't know how to do this crazy thing, that's a good place to get started. It's all free, and we would love to have you. It's a great community. We have a lot of fun. And yeah, so there we go. So we're not going to lean on Mr. Foster. We will just, he can lean on us. Let's put it that way. All right. So what I want to do now is get to the interview. So today I have a very special guest. He is a moderator today on the Creators Guild. He is well known in the community for many reasons. And if you're a child, I'm going to have to ask you to put on your earmuffs because this is a not safe for work live stream. And the reason why I say it is because I cannot contain this person. I cannot control him. I don't have that power. He's going to say what comes to his mind, and I'm totally cool with that, and you should be too. He's an equal opportunity offender, and yeah, so his name is Mike, but also really his real name is Nailbender. Welcome to the show, Nailbender. I got to adjust your camera a little bit. Not you, I can do it, or you can do it too. So.
Dude,
I understand you had some weather come through.
Fucking believe this shit.
Yeah, so yeah, we tested everything beforehand. Everything was looking great, and
like,
then all of a sudden, boom!
Everything like fucking gone, dude. Just all of it, like gone.
So
yeah.
Okay,
I do apologize for wasting your time with that, man. Like, he probably had better shit you could be doing.
No. What the problem was is motherfucking nature, right? So not a lot we can do about that. So let me see if I can adjust this camera a little bit better. Oh, this is why we're going to bring you.
Hey, is by chance is M-Dog in the audience yet?
M-Dog, are you there? If you are, give us a shout out. You know who is in the audience? Can you believe
right there,
it?
M-Dog. What up, homie?
I don't know if M-Dog's there, but Sai made it. Sai said she wasn't going to come.
You know what? I'm actually really kind of worried about her being in the audience. Not gonna lie. I'm sure she's got some good questions. Like, well, her and Joseph Club, and that worries me too because I kind of fuck with him a lot.
Yep. He's on as well. So here's what we're going to do, Nailbender. We're going to ask you some questions. And this is audience participation. So I'm going to ask you about 12, maybe 15 questions. Be as forthcoming as you can. Be as open as you can.
So you're from Texas.
Yeah.
Can you count that high? I need to know.
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to troll me live? That's awesome. Hey, live stream trolling from a guest. This is awesome stuff. So
one thing about me, very much, I'm not good at being anybody else, and there isn't a damn thing that I would say behind your back that I couldn't say to your face. So, like I said, man, I'm really more worried about getting you banned from Facebook and streaming than I am fucking anything else that's about to happen. So
okay, well, if it happens, it happens. Look, I got censored last week for mentioning coronavirus, so whatever.
Yeah, but dude, I speed run getting kicked off Twitter. Are you kidding me?
Well, so that's what we're going to find out. Why does this happen all the time? Why are you constantly getting speed run off social media platforms? We got to figure that out.
Admittedly, because I don't know when to shut the fuck up. Like.
So Xanthi's asking, are you drinking whiskey?
No. Scotch. Actually.
Scotch. And you don't drink scotch, you sip it. So
technically, yes. Xanthi, if you're wondering, Dewar's 12 year.
There you go.
It's a favorite. Not overly expensive. Goes down really smooth. Not super rough. It's just a good pour.
So M-Dog did show up, and he says he knows one thing about you. I don't know what that means.
Just one? Dude, one. Hang out, M-Dog. You'll learn a lot more. I guarantee it.
Oh, shit. I'm scared now. Okay. Thanks for coming to the show. See everybody later. Bye. Okay, so let's get started. So just for you guys in the audience, if you have a question that you want me to consider asking a Nailbender, please put it in the comments. I will mark it and consider it at the end of the show.
Don't consider any of them. Fucking ask them all.
Ask them all.
Seriously.
Okay.
Every last one of them. I don't care if it's that you think it's a stupid question. If they think it's a stupid question.
Okay.
I'm a moderator I'm a moderator in the guild, and I haven't gotten quite to the point where I'm streaming yet or anything because I got shit that I got to work out first. But they're gonna have questions.
Yep.
So come at me with them.
And yes, we all have questions. That's for sure. Okay, so let's get started then. So I'm gonna. You got something else to add to that?
I was gonna cover the basics. No, I didn't eat paint chips as a kid. Yes, I was dropped on my head. I actually fell down a flight of stairs. That explains more than a few things. Didn't live under power lines. Yeah, I think we're good with that. Moving on.
Okay, so I'm starting every interview with the same question because this is supposed to be Twitter centric, social media centric. So I'm going to basically come right out and just say, so when did you initially join Twitter, and why do you even stay? I mean, to be quite honest, why would you even stay on someplace like Twitter?
So I joined Twitter years ago, and I've left multiple times. As many times as I've left the state of Michigan, I've left Twitter. It's a goddamn dumpster fire, dude. Like, Twitter is where you go to lose respect for half of humanity. Parler is where you go to lose respect for the other half of humanity. Facebook is where you go to lose respect for the people that you know. Instagram is where you go to lose respect for women. And LinkedIn is where you go to basically have your inbox raped by internet sales gurus that are like 12 years too late to the fucking party trying to sell you something. And Russian porn bots, dude. Like, I don't understand why Elo, like, he's all about streaming there, like he's the B2B thing, and like I admire him for that. But how do you deal with that shit? Like, oh, porn bot, and I'm out. Like, I can't do it. But I had to join Twitter to keep in contact with people that I developed really, really strong connections with on Google Plus. I was a beta tester for Google Plus. I'm actually very, very ingrained in Google's ecosystem.
Right.
Like, as bad as that sounds, like on Google Plus, I went by a totally different name, and it was actually like my real name, and I used it for Android for Enterprise was my thing. And when they killed it, a lot of the people that I had met and developed really strong connections with, they fucking scattered. And I wasn't okay with losing, contact with some of those people because I really genuinely developed some amazing friendships with those people. And Twitter, I'm very much, you know what, fuck this place, I'm out. Like, what's Xanthi saying?
Xanthi is saying that you're dropping truth bombs.
Well, I'm not a very good liar. I'm a lot of things. I'm very much a lot of things. I know that about myself. A good liar is not one of them. So
cool. So that's good because we want honesty here. We don't want to beat around the bush. We want direct answers.
That is so much why I'm so worried about getting you like kicked off fucking Facebook before you have a chance to take off, man. Like, not gonna lie.
I ain't worried. Like I said, I tagged it not safe for work, so hopefully that covers me.
And for the record, like, I am on Facebook because of you and Xanthi. Like, I fucking detest Facebook. I absolutely hate it.
A lot of people do.
But I'm here for you guys so that I don't miss your shit. And Xanthi, since you are watching, you are incredible. I enjoy the shit out of your streams. I lurk a lot and listen to you in the background. Like, you are amazing. So
she is a rock star. Yeah, I told her the other day that instead of ambassador, they should have created David should have created a rock star role, and she'd be the only person in it. So,
well, see, that's really kind of unfair because when you start separating people at that level, and it really happened, and it genuinely happens. I can understand where David's coming from with the not wanting the cliques to form and things like that. It's very detrimental to the community that he's trying to build.
Right. Yep. No, I get you. So you're a carpenter. So I'm assuming that's your main gig. So if you could go back in time and talk to your 10-year-old self and tell them, hey, this is what I do for a living, what would that 10-year-old say to you? How would they react? What would they react, with?
So at 10 years old, um, believe it or not, yes, I am a carpenter now. I went to college. I went to a trade school. I went to be a mechanic. I still hold that licensing, state and ASE certified here in the state of Michigan, um, so that I have something to fall back on. I've worked in the trades my entire life. At 14, like I'd much rather go back and talk to my 14-year-old self. And I say that because at 14, a lot of shit happened for me. It was a very awakening year. Um, my grandfather passed that year, and I was like super, super close to him. Because of him, I wanted to be a mechanic. That was my dream. I liked taking fucking cars apart, and it's one of those things that I very much wish I would have kept a hobby instead of pursuing it as a career. 14 years old, I started laboring for my uncle's framing crew. And I didn't have, because of the type of people that the trades really kind of attract, I didn't have a whole lot of respect for the people that did the job. I didn't have a lot of respect for the people that, like, the work itself, that sense of accomplishment or anything. I had no fucking concept for it. It was just an awesome summer job for me. And it paid really well. Like, I was making way more money than all of my friends at the time. And it worked. I was able to buy my first car with that. I bought that myself, and I was able to soup it up myself. And a lot of people find this really surprising about me because of the way I'm currently dressed, cowboy hat and all. But but no joke, dude. At one point, my hair would stand up on end, and it. My first truck was a Chevy,
I'm
and
sorry.
so am I. I'm a Dodge guy, but in a
I'm a
lot of
Ford
ways,
guy, so there we go.
oh, I'm even more sorry. Damn it, dude. Like I'm losing respect for you by the minute, man. This ain't good. We ain't off to a good start. But at one point, my truck was two-tone. It faded from light to dark, and my hair matched it. Like I was that total kind of like goth emo kid at the time that everybody was worried about. But at 14 years old, I was really starting to find myself, and I didn't have that sense of accomplishment or anything. So I would really rather go back and talk to my 14-year-old self and tell him to stick with it. Because now at 38 years old, I love what I do, man. It is straight up my passion. I was a carpenter or a mechanic right up until the auto industry failed and everybody wanted their fucking bailout.
Yeah.
And and at the time, I was going through my divorce, and I just had a lot of shit that just hammered me. And what did he say?
He likes Tonka trucks, apparently.
Who doesn't? Um, funny enough, I do operate heavy equipment and everything like that as well, so I get to play with like real life Tonka trucks every now and then. But no, man, I would very much tell myself to stick with it and really just write out all of the bullshit that came with that kind of work, because I get immense enjoyment out of it. It has become my passion, and in a lot of ways I get this sense of instant gratification, which is incredibly important for me when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, so the first dealership that I worked in was a Porsche dealer in
Nice.
Chicago, Illinois.
Nice.
Everybody says that, and then you realize that the Porsche mechanics are just as big of asswipes as Porsche owners.
I used to work for BMW. I know.
So you totally get it. You totally get it.
Yeah.
So that lasted about 6 months, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm out. I'm going back to Michigan. I started working in a Ford dealer and everything. Oddly enough, I was the only Ford mechanic rolling up in a fucking Ram, dude. It was great. Everybody was pissed. But but the manager of our of our body shop, his kid actually was service manager at a Dodge dealer and cut me a huge deal. He's like, "Wait, you work with my uncle and you want to buy a Dodge? First off, your uncle sucks, and I love Dodge. Thank you." Like, like that was my thing. So I went and I showed up in my Ram every day to work, and I pissed off a lot of mechanics that I worked with. And they're like, "Well, that's just bullshit. Why don't you get that F-150? How about we hook them bumper to bumper, and I'll show you."
Oh. I'm not going to have that discussion with you because you will
Well, I
probably
mean,
beat me on that discussion.
so realistically, if you've got that badass 5.0 in your truck, that new 5.0 is a bad bitch, dude. Like, it really is. It performs incredibly well. It sounds mean. Like, it's a good engine. You got that cute little turbo V6 on the other hand. Well, we're just gonna put you in a dress now and be done with it.
Okay, well, no, I don't have. I've got a 2013, so I'm way behind the curve on that. So, um, so
5.4, 5.4 or 4.7, because yes, it matters.
uh, yeah, I don't know. I have to go look again because I'm not into the specs, right? I bought the truck specifically for very specific things, and that's it.
So it's not about specs. It's about a very serious recall that you should really look into.
Oh no, I get all those recalls. I get all those recall notices for everything from cigarette lighter to whatever. So, uh, so
Cam phasers. Cam
so
phasers is the recall I'm referring to, because in 2004, when Ford redid their engines and they came out with the three valve 5.4 liter, they had serious issues with the cam phasers, and the cam phasers adjust the cams, like it sounds,
right.
uh, based on engine load. So, like, if you're towing something or whatever, it'll change the valve profile when they open, when they close to.
Oh,
I'm
that's
a
just
Ford
David
guy.
making fun of me. It's cool.
That's too funny. Sorry, David, man. I hate to trash on your stuff, but Ford hasn't made a good engine since like mid 90s. Honestly, it was like the last of their good ones, because they made them themselves and they actually contracted a bunch of shit out to other people, so it was made like top notch quality. Worked in the industry. I've got this whole insider thing where I'm like, no, it's garbage. Don't do it. It's a trap. Like,
You sound like you could create content around this alone. Sounds like you know a lot.
I mean, if you really want me a bitch fest and just totally fucking trashing on everything that everybody loves, sure, why not? Like, I'm game. I can vlog on that. Are you nuts?
So, besides the scotch that you're drinking, what's something that makes you feel at peace, or what's one thing that makes you feel most at peace? Because I know scotch is one
So,
of them, but besides that,
so I drink scotch because it's a good pour. There's a crazy profile between different scotches and everything like that. Like, it's purely something you drink because you enjoy it. It's not something you drink to get drunk. You sip on it, you enjoy the whole experience. It's
exactly. Yeah.
literally an experience. The most I have ever felt at peace in my life was in, oddly enough, I'm a reformed smoker. Um, so sitting out in Colorado, man, and just sitting there and drinking my cup of coffee in the morning, smoking my morning cigarette out on my balcony, and watching the sunrise over the Rocky Mountains is probably one of the best goddamn things on the face of the fucking planet. Like, it does not get any better. It is so relaxing. It is peaceful. Morning time is my me time. And if you text me or call me or anything before 9 o'clock, we're gonna have some serious fucking problems, because we're gonna ignore that shit all day long. Like, that is a serious, like, that is my me time. Don't interrupt that.
Sure. No, I'm the same way. My in-laws have a ranch down in South Texas, and we go down there because it's 30 acres of quiet, and just go down there, get up early in the morning, have my coffee, watch the sun come up. It's awesome.
Dude, what people don't realize is when you hit Colorado and you never just will just avoid areas like well, there's a bunch of them, honestly, because there's some like Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
Okay, you avoid the springs. That's where like the weird fucking paste eaters live. Um, seriously, there's like major hippie communes all over the place out there.
Well, it's Colorado.
But
There's a lot of that going around.
to sit there and the Rocky Mountains is they're so imposing. It's not like just going north of you and hitting like Tennessee or Kentucky or anything like that, where you get to view the Smokies, or you hit Pennsylvania and you hit the Appalachian Mountains or anything. The Rocky Mountains are seriously imposing. And even if you're not looking, dude, you feel their presence. It's just an incredible, absolutely amazing.
Keystone. He's mentioning Keystone.
Yeah, Keystone is incredible. It is absolutely gorgeous. Just absolutely amazing. Some of the best countryside in the entire country.
Never
It
been.
really is.
I've wanted to go. Next time I'm in Colorado, I'm going to hit it up for sure. And yeah, Midwest is saying he wished he lived in the middle of nowhere so he could get some peace and quiet. I think that's what we're
So
all
that
after, right?
well, that has its advantages and disadvantages. You can do the whole peace and quiet, live in the middle of nowhere and everything, but you lack the amenities that,
Yeah.
believe it or not, you've really come to depend on in life. So it's really a trade-off. You either want good internet or you want to be left the fuck alone. Take your pick.
That's a good point. Although what Elon Musk has put rolling this stuff out, that's supposed to be awesome, but we'll see.
So I know a few people that are testing the Starlink. Upload speeds are pretty good. Down, not so much. Like, there's that serious lag. Like, you really notice it. It's like trying to carry on a conversation on Discord, if not worse. So, that latency, man, is the problem that they really need to solve with that.
Well, like it's early on, so we'll see how that goes. So, don't get to know people's families too much when you're on the internet because it's always this one-on-one interaction. So we're going to dive into your family a little bit. So can name something that's makes you really proud about your family. Something that when it comes up, you just like your chest puffs out and you just beam with pride.
That really depends on which part of my family you're talking about.
Sure.
And I say that because my mom's side of the family, very strong military background. My dad's side of the family, my dad, brother, and I, we're all tradesmen. My brother owns his own company. He's a heavy equipment operator. My dad drives a gravel train. He works road construction, things like that. I am the guy that builds the houses on top of the basements that my brother digs. So a lot of pride on either side of the family, but above and beyond everything else is those members of my family that serve. That is incredibly important to me. I was born an epileptic and I'm completely colorblind. So that's not something that I get to experience or have ever been able to. I've enlisted 6 times in the United States Marine Corps, and they do great until they get to my medical records, and they're like, "Yeah, you gotta go, bro.
Yeah.
Like, go pound sand, man. Like, can't have you here." So,
yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
I actually have an aunt right now that's in the South China Sea on a United States naval battleship, and she's waiting for them to feel froggy. So,
wow,
she's on one of the ones that they're lasing to fuck with the Americans. So,
oh boy. Well, I am 1,000% behind you on that. I've got service people in my family. I've got several Marines. My uncle was an MP for the Air Force.
My grandfather was one of the last family members of mine to be drafted during the Korean War.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things that, as close as I was with him, I couldn't get him to talk about and open up. Like it wasn't something that he was like his experience there was just not something that he was overly proud of.
Right. Yeah, and I get yeah, I've got some. Yeah, so my cousin was in
So
Iraq.
with the Go Navy, I can totally respect that, but realistically, I'm more of a Marine. I'm not gonna die. I'm just gonna regroup with my friends and go to hell. So I can't. Marine Corps is very much my branch. Sorry, man.
I'm about them. I'm about them all. I don't discriminate. Well, except for the Air Force, but everybody discriminates against the Air Force.
Whoa. Chair, chair force. Chair
Chair Force.
force.
My bad. My bad. Yep. So we're gonna switch it up and go right back to Twitter again.
Do we
So
really have to?
we
It's a
have
fucking
to.
dumpster
I know
fire.
it's beyond 280, not beyond something else. So obviously, you know, we already kind of covered this. You like to remain kind of anonymous on Twitter.
It's not about the anonymity. It's
Mhm.
about the infamy, man. Come on now.
So is that why you remain because of the infamy? You want to separate that? What's that about?
So nailbender is a derogatory term among the trades for carpenters. I own that shit. I am proud to do what I do. Um, Whenever you walk into a house doing what I do because I'm a finished carpenter, my work, aside from the painters who come through and paint everything that I do, my work, the crown molding, the doorknobs, the doors, everything like that, people interact with that. Okay. It's that experience that makes them decide whether or not this house is for them. They walk in and they're like, wow, this is a really nice house. As they're looking up and staring up at like the 7-piece crown build out that I did or that coffered ceiling or anything like that. Um, Very rewarding in that sense. And as nailbender, it allows me certain freedoms to either A, be one of the coolest people you've ever met, or very much one of the biggest assholes you've ever met. And that comes down to like attitude.
Yeah.
My personality is who I am. My attitude depends entirely on who you are. So to I've never wanted to be internet famous or anything like that. Like we were talking about earlier with Google Plus and everything like that, I had a pretty large following because I shared things like views from my office and things like that, where I'm framing a house, dude, and I'm fucking 60 feet in the air and 2x4s, and I'm taking pictures and everything like that, and 16-foot long 2x4s look like fucking toothpicks. Like
Yeah.
it allows me to really provide experiences for people versus, oh yeah, this guy's great or this guy's an asshole or anything like that. Like it's not about maintaining anonymity. It's
Sounds more
very
like a
much about
persona.
uh, kinda,
Yeah.
kinda. I mean, it works really well. Like it's in a lot of ways no different than David being the impartial geek and doing his unapologetically me. The difference is I don't need a podcast to be unapologetically me. If you don't like me, get the fuck out of here because I don't have any room for you in my life. Like,
Uh,
period. End of the story. Either you like me or you don't. If you don't, go fucking pound sand. So,
Oh, I
uh,
get you on that for sure. No, this is good stuff, Neil. I'm glad you're here. This is, I'm,
in
you're
all
being
honesty,
unapologetically you. It's awesome.
in all honesty, I am very, very honored to be here, man. Like this is a huge deal for me because I don't do the whole camera thing or live streaming or the video chat. And with David sitting there and trying to kind of push you in that direction and creating all forms of content and getting across all social media, whole different story, especially for me because carpenters are dying, man. Believe it or not, like I want to show people what I do and why I do what I do because the upcoming generation has no reason to be carpenters, like at all whatsoever. So once I'm get some personal shit figured out and everything like that, the views that you're gonna see of me are the same as you're seeing now. They're either going to be from my phone or from some kind of action cam or something like that, to
Right.
where I'm going to be on site. I'm going to be building things. I'm going to be in a shop or whatever to hopefully inspire somebody to pick up those tools to maybe create something physical, not something so much digital. The
Yeah.
digital world is fucking massive.
Yeah. Well, so just to give you a
Physical
little bit
world
of
is
hope, my middle son, he's 17. Uh, he's very much in the digital world, but he's very tactile. He likes touching things. He likes real things. He refuses to read an ebook, right? So I
so.
think there's a lot of people of his generation that are coming up that way.
First off, mad respect for that because ebooks fucking suck. It's all about that. It's all about that experience, man. Nothing beats a physical object that you can interact with, especially when it comes to books. I'm all kinds. I have a digital library, fucking 7,000 volumes deep at this point. Different books that I've read. I read on average about a book a week, but so that should tell you the extent of that. For those watching, I'm very sorry to disappoint you. I look, act, and sound like a dumb redneck in a cowboy hat, but I'm far from it. Um, I'm actually quite well read, so uh, I read often. It's actually one of my favorite things to do because I can just lose myself in that world. So mad props to your son, man, for enjoying that experience of something physical, of something tangible. Like there's genuinely nothing better than that. Like
Yeah, and
books,
I think there's more
especially.
people coming up like that. More kids are you know, I fully expected that to happen anyway, but I didn't really think it would happen that soon. It's only been a couple of generations or really one entire generation in the internet age, and now the Zoomers coming up are, yeah, they're still digital, but there's a lot of them coming around that are like, they want to drive. They don't want to just Uber everywhere. They want to have real books. They want to learn a trade. So
So as great as the internet is, and as many opportunities as it opens up for people, the internet fucking sucks. And Twitter is a prime example of this. Like it really, really is.
yeah, my son's not on Twitter, so that's good. So personal question for
Not
you,
necessarily about that.
just a yes no question. Are you single?
Honestly, no. I'm actually very much spoken for.
Okay.
Uh, I'm not gonna go out of my way to throw my name out there because I don't want to embarrass her like that. But I am very
No,
much
no.
spoken.
No,
So
that's cool. And the reason why I'm asking is because the next question is very specific about dating. So, online dating services, the Me Harmony and all these other things. What are your thoughts on these things, man?
you are not going to find a decent, high quality woman on a dating site. I'm sorry, not gonna happen.
Okay.
Not gonna happen. I'm very much a man of my convictions and my beliefs and things like that. I stand very strong by them. Those women don't exist on online dating. Never happened. Like online dating is every bit as much of a dumpster fire as like Twitter and Parlor and social media in general. So
All right. No, I get that.
fuck the
Absolutely get
dating
that.
sites. Like it's if you want to find like if you're scraping bottom of the barrel and you're looking to get your dick wet, by all means, fucking join a dating site. But
And now we get into the not safe for work portion of our show.
Wait,
No, I get you.
you're just now getting there? Because
I know we're like 40 minutes in
I
and just
really
now
need to,
getting there. That's you're a little slow today.
I really need to step it up, man. Sorry.
So kind of going back to the whole digital age thing, what in general, what are some of the things that kind of concern you about social media? I think you had a pretty good answer to this question early on.
So if you're talking about my answer with Google Plus and the connections that I built, um, I built some really solid friendships there. I was able to connect with a lot of people. Some of the people that I followed there were just absolutely incredible. Um, but as a whole, this whole digital age is very disconnected. It's very easy for somebody like me to, and by like me, I mean somebody that really doesn't give a shit about your feelings, um, to offend you and attack you and things like that. Like there is a very personal disconnect with that. Like it takes away from the personal interactions that a lot of people value, and that are genuinely important in the world, in my opinion. Um, Twitter, especially, is very, very common for this. Uh, M Dog, I really hope he's watching because he fucks with me about being like kind of toxic and everything like that. And that's a very fair assessment to make of me because by today's standards, I'm a very fucking toxic person. I am that person that Twitter fucking hates on every level. I believe in family values. I believe in the sanctity of marriage. And when it comes to religion, I'm not big on cults of personality, but that's a conversation for another time.
Right.
Um, so when it comes to that kind of stuff, to sit there and be able to attack somebody online and everything like that, are you genuinely afraid to, or are you genuinely willing to tear somebody down like you do on Twitter, like you do on Parler, like you do on Facebook, behind some random screen name? And the truth of the matter is yeah, I really am, because fuck your feelings. At least I have enough respect for you to be honest and upfront with you in person and not just behind the moniker of Nailbender, dude. If I sit here and I'm telling you, well, Scott, I think you completely fucking suck, and your dog sucks, and your cat sucks, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's I have more than enough love and respect for you as a person to sit there and say these things to your face. I don't need to hide behind some kind of online moniker that I see so many people hiding behind for their faux outrage and just all of their bullshit that they, oh, I'm online. Nobody knows. No, nobody knows behind me. I'm just Nailbender.
Yep.
That screen name takes a lot of personal interaction and things like that out of it. And as much as I enjoy popping into random guild member streams and giving them a hard time, Joseph Clough, Dr. Elo, you, David himself, you know, I go out of my way to say shit while he's testing Amazon because I know he's going to read it out loud and everything like that and speak like I'm speaking. So I push those limits, but it's no different than if we were in person and we were sitting around and me and him and Philip and you and Dr. Elo and Cy and everybody else were just having a drink. You really think I wouldn't sit here and mouth off,
And,
as much in person as I do online? Like, come on.
and I think that's key. I think a lot of people, and one of the reasons why I want to do this, this entire show is because I think a lot of people get behind that avatar, get behind that name, that persona, and just spew all this stuff. But it's something that they would never go to their mother and say, or to their friend, or
Dude,
whatever.
if I even now, as a grown ass adult, were to talk to my mom the way that a lot of people talk to others online, I'd wake up tomorrow still wondering what the fuck hit me? Like, not even joking. Like, I'm sorry, you
Exactly.
mouthed off to what?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I don't think enough children were spanked as children. Just saying. Just saying. That's my 2 cents.
So you've got a couple of years on me. 38 years old, you've got a few years on me. I come from the generation where participation trophies were a thing and they were handed out. Oh, you should up. You did a great job, little Johnny. No, little Johnny, you sucked and you cost the team that victory. Get the fuck out of here. Like, as bad as that sounds, that's not an adequate thing or an assessment to make of people. Like, my generation was the beginning of the bullshit that you see on Twitter today, and I really hate to admit that publicly, but it's the truth. Like, okay.
Gotcha. So we're gonna start wrapping this up here shortly, but I want to remind everybody in the who's watching right now, and we've got a pretty good audience today. If you've got questions that you wanna dig into Nailbender's mind, which I'm not sure why you would want to in the first place, but that's a different topic. Please
It's a
do.
very, very scary place.
Yes,
I
it
do
is.
not recommend that for anybody.
Yeah, please do drop a question in the comments, and I will ask them to. I'm not even gonna sort through them. I'm just gonna ask them. So one thing I did want to point out is that apparently you're a poopy head.
God damn it, Ty.
So
Really?
that's what I heard. I heard that you're a poopy head, and I would like to get your thoughts on why you're a poopy head.
In all honesty, I really don't even know where to begin with that. There's a very long list of reasons as to why that's an applicable description of me. But I own that shit, so I'm good with it.
Oh, I gotcha. So that was just a little fun. Sai had nothing to do with that. That was all my idea. So you
Oh
can.
no. Cy and I'll be having a conversation about that later. No worries.
And she enjoyed that little surprise. She didn't know that was coming. So, okay. So let me get back to some questions here. Well, so do you have any siblings? Are you an?
I have a younger brother. I'm not an only child, unfortunately. I wish I
Uh-huh.
would have been.
So what was it like growing up as the oldest?
As a
Yeah.
kid,
Or as an adult even.
as a kid, it wasn't so bad. As an adult, there's really a defining line now as an adult, for me anyway, as to which one of us is the favorite. For a lot of reasons, it's me. I'm the best child, depending on who you talk to in the family.
Okay.
So, dog is going nuts. Like, I don't know if you can hear that.
No, I can,
Like,
and it's totally cool. This is live. There's live
well,
even.
I hear a doggo.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is actually Bear. He is about 125 pounds worth of German Shepherd.
Wow. I love German Shepherds,
Yeah.
by the way. German Shepherds are awesome.
So he's all right. I've had a few dogs growing up and everything like that. By far, Bear is my mom's service dog, and he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's not service dog wise. He's good for like emotional support, but I really wouldn't count on him for anything important. Like, as bad as that sounds, I really wouldn't count on him for anything important.
Just to sit there, right? Yeah, that's what. It seems like
Sit
there's a
there
lot
and
of
be
service
cool,
dogs just
like,
sit there. So
my Saint Bernard Havoc, man, he was by far one of the best damn dogs that I've ever had. And for a little bit, my mom came out of remission and everything, and I sent my dog because she lived hours away from me, and I was traveling a bunch at the time. I sent my dog to live with her and to protect her and everything like that. And he was the best damn dog I have ever had. And everybody's like, why don't you get another Saint Bernard? really, why don't you get a different kid? Because yours is a little asshole. Like,
All right, we're comparing kids and
same
dogs. All right.
same reasoning behind that. Like, I raised him since he was 8 weeks old and a puppy, and he was one of the best damn dogs ever. And it's the same attachment that people have to their kids. I actually got my dog because my daughter at 4 years old decided to look at me and go, "Dad, I want a puppy."
And what are you going to do? You're going to get her a puppy.
Very obviously not tell her no, because
So I'm going to ask you one more question, then we're going to move on to some audience participation. I've got a handful of stuff from the audience here.
this is the part that worries me.
Yeah,
The
well,
audience.
so far it seems to be pretty tame, but who knows? Maybe David will spring something on you. I don't know.
I'm
So
hoping, honestly, he kind of owes me a bit.
so in the past year has sucked. We all know this. 2020 was really lame for most people. What do you regret even during the pandemic not doing last year? What was something that you wish you had done in 2020?
So realistically, there's nothing that I regret not doing because I'm not one of those people that lives in the past in any context. Um, hold on just a second.
Sure.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Unscripted. Love it.
Interruptions. Yay. But during the pandemic, I didn't really do much, man. I got up, I went to work, I did my thing. There's nothing I really regret doing. There's nothing I don't really regret not doing.
That's fair enough.
It was very mellow. I couldn't do much here in Michigan. We were locked pretty down. We were pretty locked down for the most part. So I wasn't able to do much anyway. It's not like one of those, oh, I wish I would have traveled more situations. Like that wasn't an option. So
All right, very good. Well, Nailbender, this is fun. Now we're going to get into some very strange questions.
oh no.
So our one of our illustrious ambassadors, Mr. Joseph Clough, I think he had to leave, but he did leave us quite a few gems. So I'm sure he's going to want to watch the replay for these. So let's start with. I'm going to start with a random one here. Would you prefer to fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Monkey wrench. Neither.
Neither.
And I say that so the head's not a fashion statement. I actually ride. I do have experience with that, both English and Western. Ducks can be assholes, straight up assholes. They really can. Horses more so. I got my award-winning smile being kicked in the face by a horse.
Oh.
Yeah, he broke my neck in two places, and honestly, just a couple of years ago, I had to learn to walk again. So
Wow.
yeah, it was a fairly interesting point in my life as an adult. But I don't. Nope, I'm good with either one of those. I fought a fight with a horse that I didn't even know I was about to have, and I lost. So like straight up, just sucker punch. What? Done.
Gotcha. No. Oh. Wow. I
So
had no idea about that. That's yeah.
I'm gonna pick neither on that one.
Yeah. That horse almost took you out completely. It sounds like so.
So crazy bit of information about that. Like I died twice on that ambulance ride.
Oof.
I was pronounced clinically dead twice.
Wow. So you've been beyond.
For those wondering why the way I am, you get it.
Got kicked in the head by a horse. Got it.
It's insider information right there.
Right. No, got it. Sai. I was looking at say and wanted to say the right word, but anyway, Sai had a very important question. What's your favorite Care Bear? Or who's your favorite Care Bear? I guess not what.
My favorite Care Bear.
Come on,
That's
everybody's
actually
got a
really
favorite
good.
Care Bear, except for me.
Um, I'm gonna go with I don't fucking Care Bear because when it comes to a lot of things, I really don't fucking care. I got more important shit to do over here. Like I don't have time to be
Oh.
sorry, Ty.
No worries, and she's got another one for you, but I'll ask that in a minute. And then Joseph had a parting question. What is a life lesson you try to live by that helps people move forward? That's a hardcore one.
So no, actually, not so much hardcore as it is a really good question. Um, my biggest things is I don't harbor guilt. Okay. Um, as bad as that sounds, I'm not one of those people that's going to sit here and feel bad for about saying something that hurts your feelings because I have enough respect for you to be honest and upfront about you, regardless of the outcome of it. If
Yeah.
your opinion of me changes after the fact, that's on you. Um, but first and foremost is everybody's hung up on those, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that or I wish I would have done this. And it's like, why do you carry that kind of weight? Why do you carry that baggage with yourself? You want to live your best life and you want to be happy and everything like that, but you refuse to let yourself do so. At what point do you finally say, you know what, fuck what other people think, I'm gonna be me?
Yeah.
There's very much that threshold there that so many people are afraid to cross, and ideally I would hopefully watching this interview in our interaction and everything like that, that inspires some people to sit here and be like, you know what, right there, homie, down the road, like
Yeah,
you
you're starting to sound
can't.
a little bit like Joseph here because he's. I think he would probably say something very similar.
So that's actually on it. That's honestly a very huge compliment for me because believe it or not, I very much admire Joseph. As much as I screw with him for being a pretty boy and everything like that, I appreciate his work. I've told him as much. What he's doing content wise and everything is very serious and it's very important to me and it's had a very profound and positive impact on me. So I take that very, very seriously. And
That's awesome.
starting to sound like him is very much a compliment for me because I do relate to him on a whole different level than I do probably most people. So whether he dipped out or not, it's a big deal. Like if there was anybody in the guild that I was going to encourage people to follow, it would be like him because his work is genuinely life changing and it's
Yeah.
very important to me. I take it very seriously. So
That's very cool. The only thing left for you to do, Nailbender, is master his accent, and then you're golden.
no, no, I want nothing to do with it. I'm trying to hide my own right now as we speak. So
You have an accent? I didn't notice. So, say Sai
right.
had one more. Are we done yet? Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Sai. Yes, we're done. We're done. Unless anybody else has any other questions.
Oh, I'm so tearing up her and Dr. Elo's stream here in just a couple of minutes. Like game over.
So David says, even though Joseph's voice sounds like some scary Harry Potter character, I don't know about scary, but yeah, I guess he could be a Defense of the Dark Arts teacher. So
No, not even close. Like he's the male version of Hermione Granger, dude. Come on.
Oh boy. I'm so glad we
He's
got that
all
on camera.
proper
That's
and
awesome.
like I could totally see him sitting there. It's Leviosa. Like really?
Oh man, very good. So hey, Grim said 100% agreed on that, Nailbin. I think it's something you said earlier, probably about your man crush for Joseph. But no, we'll leave it at that. It's not. No, it's not a
So
man crush. You
his
have a
work
respect
is
for him. It's
important,
cool.
man, and it should be acknowledged
Yeah.
as such. Like I've caught some of your other streams, and you've asked other people what their who their favorite guild member is or anything like that. And it's not about favorites, but
No, I know.
if I have to pick a creator that I really resonate with and somebody whose work that I take very seriously other than size, because she is an incredible artist and her work isn't taken nearly seriously enough in my opinion. It's Joseph, like the message and the reason that he does what he does and everything like that. And even you sitting here wanting to show the humanity of other people, dude, that's serious shit. And I encourage you both to just fucking keep doing what you do. Like I can't sit here and tell you how important these things are to me because I take mental health and showing people's humanity and things like that very, very seriously. So
No, and I appreciate that. And this doesn't come this sort of thing doesn't even come naturally in me. I'm inspired by my wife, who is a licensed professional counselor. So I'm learning from her, and
see
from
that's
Joseph.
that see that's totally awesome. And what's really crazy to me is out of all of the creators that you're going to connect with and meet and everything like that throughout your journey, like Joseph is probably the one that I would hold in the highest regard
Yeah.
because the reason he's doing what he's doing behind it all is the most incredible thing ever. Like he genuinely wants to help people. He genuinely wants to care. He genuinely cares. He wants to make sure that people are understood and cared for and whatever the case may be. So as much as I fuck with him, I have massive amounts of love and respect for him. Like I really don't want to like diminish that at all. And the same thing with David and so many people sitting there stuck in these 9 to 5s that they're miserable in and okay, let's get you out of here.
I'm not
Right,
miserable, but I'm ready to move on. Um,
right.
no,
But kneeling to the corporate overlords,
yep.
as you often put it, you know what I mean? Like encouraging people and showing people like those are world changing things. Even if it's not for the entire fucking world, you could change just one person's world. That's a big deal. That's something to be proud of. That's something to stand behind and push forward on. So I
That's
support
awesome.
it
Yep.
in like every aspect that I possibly can.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I appreciate those kind words, Nail. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of you on the guild. I'd like to have you on again at some point. Maybe we can do a panel and just shoot the breeze. I think that would be fun.
I am all for that panel because being on that and expressing how much of a cesspool I think Twitter and Parler to be would be amazing.
That would
Like,
be so much fun. That would be a real blast. So yeah, I'll put something together like that. I don't have the fun graphics to do a one yet, but I'll get something built. We'll definitely do it. Maybe even get Mr. Impartial Geek himself. But hey, again, Nailbender, thank you so much for
that
for coming on. I
if you
really
put me
appreciate it.
on the same if you put me on the same panel as David, that would be amazing because him and I, as much as we agree on certain things, we disagree on just as many. That would be
Yeah.
I would like to have those kind of conversations with him. I would be honored to be considered for that show.
That would
So
be awesome. I'm really looking forward to doing something like that. Thanks for the idea. And so I'm going to say adieu to you. I'm going to switch over and make a couple more announcements. But thank you so much for coming on. And I'll see you on the guild.
anytime, man. Happy to be here. You want to continue this and carry on another show? I'd be more than honored to join yet again.
Awesome. Great. Thanks a lot, Nailbender. Peace
No
out.
problem.
All right, guys. So that was Nailbender, and it was quite an entertaining interview. I wasn't. Well, I knew kind of what to expect, but then at the same time I didn't. So it was really a lot of fun. So quick couple of housekeeping notes. I am live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wednesdays are so I now have themes. I'm working on themes now. So my Wednesday show is my more important show. And is where I bring on people like Nailbender, I bring on people like Dr. Elo, or my next guest next Wednesday, is and get at the humanity of people that are using social media, specifically Twitter, and hopefully, like Nail put it so right, reaching that one person, showing them what it's like to have a little empathy for your fellow human beings. My Friday show is what I call Fun Fridays, and really it's just we're going to open up Twitter and we're going to go look through the trends, what's happening on Twitter, maybe laugh at some stuff. I know I had a comment earlier today from Jose who was laughing about some Scott Baio stuff that I was doing in one of my shows, and that's just sort of thing. We just have fun with it and look at the trends on Twitter. And then my Monday show, excuse me, my Monday show is now going to be called, it's still going to be called Beyond 280, but it's also going to be specifically a talking head show with me talking about politics, and I'm going to be going a little to the right. So I'm really looking forward to trying this new format out. So that's basically it. It's Monday, it's a little to the right. Tuesday, it's 100% Beyond 280 and interviewing people. And Friday is what's happening on Twitter. What's the trending stuff? Let's have some fun with that. And I'm really appreciative of everybody who showed up today. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you really like the content and you want to see more, or you just want to support me, you can buy me a coffee here at with the / Beyond 280. I'm not, I hear creators say this all the time, but it's really true. I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for making a slight change in the world wherever I can. And your support would help me do that. And anyway, I really appreciate it. And if you wanted to get a hold of me, and if you had some feedback for me about my show, you can reach out to me on my email address, beyond280, all spelled out, at gmail.com. Or you can just follow me on Twitter. That's my Beyond 280 Twitter handle. I will follow back. I follow everybody who follows me, so it should be an even number on both sides, followers and followees. So I'm really looking forward to continuing this journey, looking at the next Wednesday's interview and learning more about people that are, Twitter users and Beyond 280. So, hey, I appreciate everybody coming out today. I hope we all have a safe week, and I will see you on Friday at the same time. And peace out.